Okay, today I want to talk to you about my worst enemy, my arch nemesis. It's a demon that's been clinging onto my back for years and dragging me down, and it's almost certainly haunting you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am of course talking about the infamous overthinking. I kid you not, if there was an award, a prestigious award, handed out for overthinking, guess who would win it? This guy. Overthinking has been the little stone in the shoe of my life. Most, if not all of us, suffer from this deplorable condition, and we can see its effects manifest across multiple facets of our lives. But besides being a pain in the ass, what is overthinking? Where does it come from? And can we stop it? It can also be referred to as overanalyzing or being in your head. I feel these do a way better job at illustrating what the problem is. Our fantabulous species has a unique and very sexy ability, which is we are able to place ourselves in hypothetical situations, analyze said situations, and be able to draw potential outcomes from them. In other words, it's our inexplicable, inherent attempt at predicting the future. This orange ain't got shit. You can't do that. And for as beautiful as she may be, she can't do that either. Just you and I, baby. We are the only creature on this planet that we know of who possesses the power of imagination. In fact, let me show you with a practical thought experiment. Close your eyes. Now I want you to think of a banana. There we go. Boom. Amazing, right? Let's move on. Now, when these hypothetical scenarios are tainted with emotion, a bias is created. There's a particularly popular and frankly annoying configuration of emotions we have come to name insecurities. We all got them. Insecurities, and they're perfectly natural. In fact, they're probably an evolutionary trait for self-preservation. However, due to the moral and social landscape we were all born into, things have gotten a little bit out of hand, wouldn't you agree? Like all other emotions, we don't really have a say as to when or how our insecurities and doubts are gonna manifest. They pop up without our permission, and that is not gonna change anytime soon. Yeah, I know, it sucks. That's just how emotions work. And I don't know if you've noticed, but overthinking has a particular appetite for things we find of value in our lives. So predictable of you, overthinking. Such a little bitch. It's like a vicious cycle. See, naturally, when we want to do something that we care for, we pay extra close attention because we're looking for the best possible outcome. And that is fantastic. Good on to you, sir or madam. The problem is, when we start getting too involved in these thought experiments, we begin to get consumed by our fears. Being in our head ultimately stifles creativity. It hinders our innate abilities, talents, charisma, performance, etc. When we overanalyze a situation, what ends up happening is that we completely inhibit the infamous and widely sought after flow state, which we'll get into another time. Our conscious processes are way slower than our muscle memory, our intuition, and countless other unconscious processes, which can get reinforced and perfected through practice and discipline, but that is a completely different story. Ultimately, what overthinking does is it makes us clumsy. Maybe we end up not answering that text our crush sent us. Perhaps we don't go to that event that we were looking forward to, or we don't post that video because we're afraid of what people might think about it. Okay, stop. I hate to break it to you, but we don't have the capacity to predict the actual future. Okay, but how do we stop? As I said, one does not simply stop emotion. But what we can do is change our relationship with them. So next time that you're going out and about and you suddenly get flooded by negative thoughts or emotions, instead of dwelling in these imaginary catastrophes, stop yourself, acknowledge the thought, and let it go. Continue doing what you were doing. Do not get involved in the negativity. In due time, my friends, if you do this well enough and consistently enough, it starts becoming second nature. And then we start gaining something which is of extreme value and extremely underrated. It's called mental clarity. There's a very nifty state-of-the-art practice for mental clarity. It's been around now for a few centuries. It's called meditation. Don't know if you've heard about it. Meditation does just that. It is a very effective method for retraining your mind and how it relates to your thoughts and emotions. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's 100% logically sound. I started doing it not that long ago, and I must say I am thoroughly impressed with its results. But don't take my word for it, why don't you give it a try? It's so accessible nowadays, there's so many ways to get into it, and there's a lot of really cool apps developed for meditation that are highly effective at introducing newcomers in a very smooth and gradual way. Personally, I stumbled upon this app called Headspace, and it's been fabulous. I highly recommend it, but again, don't be shy to look up the different options that are out there. Anyway, that is it for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that in some way it helped. somehow out there. Someone, maybe. Please. If you're finding this content entertaining or helpful whatsoever, please consider subscribing. That really helps. I know you can't see it, but every time that button is clicked, a quantum fluctuation is generated, which helps keep a portal sealed, which would otherwise suck me into a very annoying dimension, which I don't want to go back to. So, thank you. Anyway, catch you later.